everybody, welcome to another week of Pilates plus Physio. And you need your yoga brick and you need your stretchy band. We're starting off in sitting for a change, so come down to the floor, sit yourself nice and comfortable. If you're a little bit stiff through your back and hips, you might be better up on your brick. So just sit nice and tall. Think of taking just some, you could even hug yourself, so get your hands on the side of your ribs. Just do some breathing down underneath your fingertips. So as you breathe in, the ribs come out. As you breathe out, the ribs are just softening down. And again, nice big breath in. And out. And again, see if you can breathe in through the nose. You can either breathe out through the nose or the mouth. And then just pop both hands onto your knees. Think of sitting tall. Just turn your head one way as far as you can. And come back. Other way as far as you can. And back. Head going round as far as you can. Look right behind you and back. And going the other way. And back. And then just taking one hand. Reach it right up towards the sky. Big stretch down the side and release, and the other hand reaching right up to the sky and release, and both hands right the way up, and then left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you, big twist all the way around. When you're there, breathe into the ribs again. So we're thinking about working on rotation quite a lot today. One more breath there. And come back to the front. And going again, reaching right the way up with one hand. And release. Reach right the way up. So as you reach up with your fingertips, think of pressing that buttock bone down into your brick or the floor. Reach right up with both hands. And then right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, sit tall and look behind. Breathing into the ribs when you're there. Lovely. And come back to the front. And then come down into lying on your side. We're going to do an arm opening. So you're lying on your side, head on your brick or your book or your pillow, hips and knees bent. So actually have the knees bent up a little bit further than normal. Arms both out in front, palms together, and just very gently reach forward with one hand and then draw that arm back. So your chest is turning towards the ceiling. And then you're just reaching that arm all the way forwards. And draw it back. So nice and smooth. You almost want to see how relaxed you can be while you're doing this. Again, you're just getting that nice gentle twisting through your upper back. Getting that shoulder blade sliding around the ribs. Really smooth. And then just come back so that you've got your hands level with each other. Now you've got your knees bent to almost a right angle, hips almost to a right angle, back still straight. So legs one on top of the other, and just gently slide the top knee forward and draw it back. So the inside seam of your trousers are touching each other. You're just pushing that knee forward, sliding it back. So it's not going to move masses. 2-3 inches maybe. You're just getting that nice rotation now through the pelvis and lower back. So you're pushing forward and drawing back. Smooth movement. Pushing forward and drawing back. Just sort of check you're not gripping with the underneath leg. That's good. Okay. Knees now on top of each other. You can take the legs down a little bit. we're going to do an arm opening. So top arm right the way up and over. As if you were painting a massive big NHS rainbow on the ceiling. Right the way out. Lovely exercise for just opening out through the front of the chest. So you could breathe in as you open. And breathe out as you come back. So the underneath knee is staying stuck on the ground. The top knee is staying stuck onto the underneath one. Big sweep with that top arm. So just going as far as you're happy. Breathing in to open. And breathing out as you come back. And again, breathing in to open. And breathing out as you come back. And just one more of those. Breathing in as you open. And breathing out to come back. Lovely. Okay, turn over onto the other side. So I'll just go down the other end of the mat a minute. So head resting on the block again, arms out in front, hips and knees bent to about a right angle, palms together, just reaching forward with that top arm. And then slide the arm back. And again, reaching forward. Maybe think of moving your arm through some treacle or some toffee or something. It's just smoothly gliding through. Nice salted caramel or something. The arm is just sliding through that and coming back. That's good. Okay, hands together, hips and knees bent, top knee now sliding forward over the underneath one and drawing back. So your waist stays nice and long. It's just a forward and back movement. Again, so think of the inside seams of your trousers staying together. Slide that top leg forward, draw it back. And again, slide the knee forward and draw it back. Underneath legs staying relaxed and soft. Lovely. Okay, and we're going from there to an arm opening. I'm going to have to move back to the other end of the mat because there's not room here. So, hips and knees bent, both arms out in front, head resting on your brick. Top arm going up and over. So really stretching up. Breathe in to open and breathe out as you come back. Maybe the next one, see if you can go a little bit higher on your rainbow. So you've done the bottom colour. What's that? Violet. Now you're doing the indigo. And then you're going right up to the blue. Knees staying together, underneath legs staying on the floor. And one more, going right up to the red. All the way out. When you're as far as you feel happy. Couple of breaths, maybe into the ribs. See as you breathe out, the arm will go a little bit further. And come all the way back to the front. Fantastic. Okay, turn over so you're lying on your tummy. So just flatten right down, chin tucked in, forehead on your hands, shoulders nice and soft, just a swimming leg, one leg at a time. Float that leg up and release it down. And the other side, float it up and down. So alternate legs. Think of really using your buttock. So remember, if you give your bottom a prod when you're doing this, it should be nice and firm. Here she comes. Just inspecting what's going on. Okay, maybe change that slightly. Bend one knee up. Float the thigh off. Hold it there. Pop the leg down. Leg all the way down. So bend up the knee. Thigh off. Hold there. Down and release. So bend first to about a right angle. Use your buttock. Float the thigh off. Hold it there. Down and release. So just watch that the shoulders aren't joining in too much. Bend up. See if you can keep the other leg relaxed. So the other leg is not really pressing into the ground. Float the leg off, hold it. Come down and release. Bend up. Thigh off, hold it there, and release. One more, bend up, float the thigh off, hold it there. So don't worry about lifting too high. Remember, your leg doesn't go very far behind you. And then just bend that leg again to about a right angle, and just gently kind of wave your lower leg from side to side. So it's going out and in, a bit like the mast on a sailing ship when it's rocking from side to side. It's probably going to go a little bit further one way than the other. Front of your hips staying flat down on the ground. Nice one just for getting that rotation in deep in the hip joint. Pop that leg down, swap legs. So bend up, let the leg drop out, and then it's going across your body. That's great. Okay, both feet down flat if you can, hands on the mat beside you, just gently press into your hands, come up into like a little yoga cobra, and down. So pressing into the hands, shoulders away from your ears, peel up away from the floor. So you're getting those little joints in your back just closing down when you do this. And then maybe next time, come up onto hands and knees, bottom right back to your heels. So now you're just getting those little joints opening right up. If your knees don't like this, you could curl on your side, bring your knees up to your chest. Couple of breaths there. And then back down onto your tummy. Again, hands on the mat, gently pressing into your hands, peel up. So you're not overworking your back muscles. Shoulders down, press into the hands, curl up, and come down. And then once more onto your hands and knees, all the way back to the child pose. Arms right in front. You could stretch the fingers out a little bit further, curl your head right down. Breathe into the back of the ribs. onto hands and knees. So, knees underneath your hips, hands under the shoulders. Think of really just pressing the floor away from you. Chin tucking in, head in line with the rest of your back. We're going to do threading the needle. So back of one hand on the mat, slide it underneath the other arm. I'm going to have to come forward a bit there. Slide underneath the other arm, ear down towards the floor. So you've got to bend the elbow of the arm you're leaning on. Think of sort of listening for something on the mat. Slide that arm back, going the other way. So imagine someone drawing your fingers all the way through. Ear down towards the floor, looking straight out along the floor. And come back. Another nice one for the shoulder and for your upper back. Gets that shoulder blade again, sliding around the rib cage, which is what it needs to be able to do in order to get your arm above your head. Slide the arm through. Keep your bottom sticking up towards the roof. Maybe this time you could try palm down as you slide through. And come back. Palm down, slide through. Keep your feet on the ground, so just watch the feet aren't lifting up. And then hands a little bit wider, so sort of on the edge of the mat. Take your knees as wide as the mat, big toes together, bottom right back again. Give things a gentle stretch. Breathing into the back of the ribs. Lovely. Scoop in the tummy. Come back up. Hands back underneath you. Knees under the hips. Press the floor away. Let's do diagonal arm and leg. So press back with the leg, float the arm out in front. Hold it there, tummy in. And come smoothly back down. So you're keeping your head in line with the rest of your back, keeping that little bit of a hollow through your lower back. Arm out, press back with the leg. Hold it there. And come back in. Switch sides. Leg back. So don't worry how high you're lifting the arm. Just think of sort of floating it out in front of you. Other arm doing a fair bit of work. You're getting some nice weight going down through those long arm bones. Helps keep them strong. Chin tucking in, back of the neck staying nice and long. And just going one more. That's great. Come back down onto your tummy or onto your side. We're going to just do front of the thigh stretch. So preferably on your tummy, but if you're not happy with that, then turn onto your side. So rest your head down, bend one leg up, grab your foot, ankle, trousers, whatever you can reach. Pull your heel to your bottom. Think of pressing the front of your hip into the ground. So just think of letting go through that front of the thigh muscle. If it's burny, pins and needlesy, let go. Okay, let that release. Swap legs. So bend the leg up, reach behind you, grab your foot, ankle, whatever you can reach. Heel towards your bottom. Think of pressing the front of your hip down into the mat. Nice easy breathing. And then just let that release. Come back so that you are lying on your back. So knees bent, knees together, feet fairly close to your bottom, arms out to the sides, not too high, so sort of think about where your shoulders are and just bring the arms down a little bit. Back of your shoulders on the mat. We're just doing a knee roll from side to side, so knees going one way, head the opposite way. Use the tummy, pull back up. Knees going one way, head the opposite way. So nice and smooth. Just again, getting that nice, gentle rotation through your lower body this time. So if you're quite stiff, I would maybe stick with this, so you get a little bit more movement and not quite so much strength as if you were doing it with your feet off the floor. So if you want to do feet off the mat, slightly flatten your back into the ground, one leg up, other leg up. So that's where you're starting from, hips and knees at a right angle. Knees to one side, head the opposite way. Use the tummy, pull back up. Knees to one side, head the opposite way. So check that the shoulder, back of your shoulder, is staying stuck on the floor. Knees one way, head the opposite way. Nice and smooth. You start to feel it through your back, maybe pop the legs down, preferably one at a time, so you're not putting as much leverage through your lower back. That's great. Okay, knees up into the middle, ankles crossed, hold the knees, a little bit of gentle knee rocking. And then pop your feet down, hands underneath your head, elbows right back and wide, chin tucking in. We're just going to do an oblique curl up. So chin tucked in, think of coming up and across. Christos tummy muscles doing the work, and release down. And again, chin tucking in, up and across. So if you've got a sore neck and you don't want to do this, you could keep going with the knee rolling from side to side. Just up and across and release. Chin tucking in, up and across. And release down. Tuck in the chin, come up and across. And release down. Tuck in the chin, up and across. And release down. Pelvic floor muscles engaging. Those little hip bones pointing straight up towards the ceiling. They're not rocking from side to side. Back of the knees staying soft. Lovely. Finish the one you're doing, rest your head down, let the neck release, just gently roll your head right over from one way, right over to the other way. That's another quite a nice one to do if your neck's sore, because you haven't got the weight of your head going through your neck, but you're actually getting some nice movement. And then grab your yoga brick. We'll just do the back block stretch. So knees bent, press into your feet, curl your bottom up. Slide the brick under your bottom, so it's not going under your back, it's going under your bottom. Legs down one at a time, so slide one leg down, let that flop, slide the other one, let that flop. Fingers linked together, palms to the roof, arms back over the top of your head. Sore shoulders, you don't have to do the arms. Breathe right down into the tummy. Really trying to let the legs go. Let the tummy muscles relax. Let your back relax. You're getting gentle backwards arching. A little bit of almost traction through your lower back. So remember, if you're doing this on your own, you want to aim to stay here for about a minute, just breathing quietly. You always do this in the same order. So you do lying on your back on the block to start with for about a minute. Then you do the rocking the knees, then you do the reverse curls or the leg passing. And ideally 3 times through is the best little routine. If your back's stiff and achy, best time time to do it is sort of tea time. If you've been sitting all day, you want to just gently stretch things out before you possibly sit in the evening. Bring the arms down, slide one leg up, slide the other one up. Press firmly into your feet again. Ease your bottom off the brick, brick out, bottom down. Gather up the legs, cross the ankles, hold the knees, gentle rocking. About 30 rocks or half a minute or so. Just releasing through your back. Now you're getting your back sort of bending back the other way. So when you're on the block, you're sort of arching backwards. Now you're flexing, bending. That's great. Okay. Pop your hands underneath your head, or if you know you pull on your head and neck, maybe put your hands on your forehead. We're doing a reverse curl, curling your knees to your chest and release. So lower tummy working quite hard. Just curling up and releasing. If you don't like that one, uncross your legs, press your lower back into the mat. Touch one heel to the floor, keep it in close to your bottom. As that one comes up, the other one goes down. So one up, one down. A bit like one of those sort of cliff railway things. One side's going up as the other one's coming down. Tummy winched in hard. Or you're curling your bottom off the floor, knees to your chest. Nice and smooth. So just watch you're not sort of flinging the legs up. Lovely. Okay, so 10 to 15 of those. Hold the knees again. This time take them in a bit of a circle going around one way. Little circle going around the other way. And then either turn onto your side, come up sitting or hold behind the thigh, tuck the chin in, gently roll up. Sit nice and tall. Soles of the feet together this time. Let the knees drop. Just get your blood pressure probably back up again a little bit. Sometimes when you're lying on the floor sort of relaxing, it does tend to drop. So when you're going from lying, just take a moment in sitting just to get things equal again. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, come up into standing nice and slowly. Little spot of balancing, so maybe one foot right in front of the other one. Heel touching your big toe if you can. Arms in front, one arm out to the side. And bring it back in. Other one out the other side. And back in. Arm out, you could turn your head as well. And come back. Arm out, turn your head as well. And back. Swap feet. So one forward, one back. See if you can get the weight fairly even between the two. Arm out to the side. Nice soft arms. Just think of that arm like a piece of seaweed kind of wafting in the sea, that thick, ribbony like seaweed. Maybe turn the head as well. And turn the head. Ooh. That's great. Come back to the front, bring the arms down, feet back sort of parallel. Make sure you can feel the bottom of your feet on the ground. Slide the shoulders up and let them drop. And one more. Just gently slide up and release. There we are. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me. Hopefully see you again very soon. Bye.